you're seeing right now on the screen is the burnout from Kyle Busch's only victory in the last year. A lot of you may think that I'm wrong. You might think that I'm lying. Kyle Busch has pretty much been recognized by most NASCAR fans as the man to beat in the sport, whether you like him or not. Yet, aside from his championship-clinching win at Homestead in 2019, he really has looked surprisingly human, even to the point of making uncharacteristic mistakes for a driver of his caliber. So what gives? Why has the winningest driver of the past half-decade hit such a rough patch? Well, to start off, it's normal for drivers to fall off from time to time from their peaks especially. From 2015 through 2019, he won 5, 4, 5, 8, and 5 races in each season, averaging between 5 and 6 races won a year. Few drivers have ever been able to string together seasons consistently longer than that. Earnhardt, Gordon, Petty, and Johnson are 4 of the best ever that have really been able to do such a thing. And even those greats had streaks where they didn't win. Petty's final 8 seasons were winless. Gordon won once from 2008 to 2010. Johnson has been winless since mid-2017, and Dale Earnhardt won once in the 1997 and 1998 seasons combined. And this surprisingly matches up well with Busch's current struggles. I use the word struggle loosely though, as it's only a relative term. Busch has been pretty good. While the seasons that Earnhardt struggled in were his 18th and 19th, Johnson's and Gordon's largest seasons of struggle to win would begin in their 16th full-time season. Even more interestingly is with Gordon's winlessness is that it began at around the same age for him that Busch is right now. Now, these don't explain the last year for Busch as much as merely just showing correlations. To me, there are 3 major reasons that can really cause both Busch and really any other driver to fall off a bit, however short it may be. Competition, racing packages, and just plain dumb luck. Starting with the competition aspect. Like I had said earlier, Kyle Busch is one of, if not the best NASCAR driver of our age. So how do you beat the guy who's on top? Well, there are 2 ways. You, 1, wait for years for him to finally fall off and Father Time catch up to him, or you step up your game and catch and maybe even surpass him. And upping the game is what I think most of the pack tried to do. Over the last year, 11 other drivers have won a race. Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin have assumed the dominant spot with 7 wins apiece. Truex has had 5, while Joey Logano and Chase Elliott have both had 3 and are viable foes for Busch as well. These extra wins for some of these drivers had to come from somewhere, and I think Busch's win total has become where they came from. Add to this younger drivers like Alex Bowman and Ryan Blaney both becoming more of a threat, and now you see that it may be harder now to get through and dominate compared to how it was just a few years ago, when 1 or 2 other drivers were dominant. It's no disrespect to Busch. Actually, I think it's a pure opposite. They had to elevate themselves to beat the 18. Now, he has to do the same in some regards. The next aspect is the racing package itself. Fans and competitors alike have been insanely critical of the current Cup Series racing package. Whether it be for neutering horsepower, full throttle racing, or even a giant-ass spoiler, there always seems to be something that people dislike about the modern Aero package. Kyle Busch is no different and actually has led the charge against it. This package doesn't at all really cater to Busch's driving style the same way that the cars from 2018 on back did. It shouldn't be a surprise, though, that he won 4 of the first 14 races to start 2019, though. The best driver with the best team will figure stuff out quicker and will then capitalize on it. And he led all but 2 of those races. But as the season wore on, there was a bit more struggle for him to lead laps. And him not leading in races became more common. This has only intensified in 2020, as he's only led 4 of the 12 races so far in this season for 123 total laps. Of those 123 laps, 100 of them were in one race at Bristol, and 14 of the rest were at a super speedway at Daytona, meaning that outside of those races, he has led 9 laps, and most of them are due to strategy calls. A stark contrast from the domination in 2019 that he enjoyed. This shows that other teams like Penske, Ganassi, SHR, Hendrick, and even RCR have upped their game with this package, along with the rest of JGR and his teammates, while he and the 18 team have seemed to regress to the mean and to the pack. But both of these first 2 aspects have shown to not hold Busch back before as much as the third aspect seems to, and that is luck. Sometimes luck just hasn't been on Busch's side. Whether it's blowing up with a good car, having a bad pit penalty that takes him out of the race, or just being set up in the wrong line for a restart, Busch has gotten the raw end of the deal a lot, which has held him back from winning. It happens to every driver, but in a time like this, it happens to continue a bad stretch. Now, I want to say that Busch isn't doing horrible in 2020. While he is winless, he does have 6 top 5s and 7 top 10s in 12 starts, and he sits firmly in the 9th spot in points, 80 points ahead of the playoff marker. So it's not the end of the world, simply odd and subpar for someone as good as he is. I'd expect his performance to pick back up sooner rather than later, and for sure around the time that the Cup Series starts up and uses the next-gen car in 2022. And it might even start this week. Busch is a good enough driver that he could string together 5 or 6 straight wins if he had to, and make this video null and void. But that's all just my take. I want to hear what you have to say. What do you think of Busch's surprising lack of wins in the last year? Let me know down in the comments below. And while you're at it, leave a like on the video and subscribe to my channel for more great NASCAR content. And until next time, have a good one.